Hi guys, it's Jamila here from Slap. Today I'm doing something different. Scandal. So today I'm going to be doing a quick foundation declutter. It's not going to be quick actually, I don't know why I just said that, that was a lie. Today I'm going to be doing a foundation declutter. I've got so many foundations. I basically had, when I moved into my flat 6 months ago, I had all of my foundations in this gorgeous little Muji box. And they all fit. And there was a bit of room and there was a bit of space for more. Now I've got a bit of an overspill. In here I've got all of the new, well, most of the new foundations I've been buying over the last like how many months or weeks. So in here I've got loads. So I'm just gonna go through every single foundation, which sounds really weird and sounds kind of boring, but I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna go through every foundation and I'm going to choose which ones gotta go so I can fit them all back in my gorgeous non-holy tub. Let's see. So in here I have this Mary Kay Time Wise Matte Wear Liquid Foundation. I really don't remember this, but I remember it's not the right shade and I remember I had to mix it. Let's do a swatch. It's gonna get very messy. This is quite old, so it might not even be on anymore. The problem with this, guys, is that I'm a hoarder. I'm a huge hoarder. So if I see something that I like the look of or that reminds me of a memory, I'm probably gonna keep it. So this is the Mary Kay one. It's not a terrible match. It's not a match, but it's not terrible. For combination to oily skin, which I do have, it does feel kind of creamy. I haven't actually looked at this in about 3 years. I think I should probably put it in the maybe pile, which is gonna be there. Maybe pile's there. Where does the real ones go? I don't know. I haven't really figured this out. The ones I'm gonna dump, I'm gonna just chuck on the floor. And then the ones I'm gonna keep, maybe I'll just keep them in the box. Next is the Marc Jacobs Shameless. I really wanted to like this. Annoyingly, it's not the right shade. This is Y500. Deep. I'm always deep or dark or rich. It doesn't look like the wrong shade on this, but it is quite rich for me. And it's also not very golden as an undertone. And also, I find that this foundation just sits on my face. It doesn't look good. It doesn't kind of blend in. It doesn't really do anything. It's not my favorite, so I think I'm gonna chuck that. Oh, next is the IT Cosmetics CC Plus. This is in the shade Deep. Annoyingly, this is an incredible CC cream, but it doesn't come in any darker shades than this. This is the darkest. Now you could technically say, okay, it's a CC cream, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Oh, I just used too much of it, what a waste. But this is it. It's super light, but super pigmented. One of my favorite things to use in summer. I've actually just rebought this again in the Black Friday sale. So I'm definitely keeping this. Next is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. I got this ages ago when I used to be a beauty blogger and people used to send me things for free. This is in the shade Dark Golden, so technically it should work. I remember this being very liquidy. And the pipette's not really working. But it's very dark for Dark Golden. It's just, and it looks kind of red. It's kind of that though, you can't really see it. I'm not gonna keep that, to be honest. Another Mary Kay. This is a much better undertone, which is why I used to mix them together. So they're gonna stay in the maybe pile because I think something can be done. This is like the bane of my life. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in the shade Dark 7. I absolutely love what this does, but it's too dark for me and the shade 6 is way too light for me. It's like 6 is a medium skin tone. Like if you've got like olive skin, 6 is great. If you have darker skin than olive, like my skin tone, 6 is too light and 7 is too rich, but 7 is as good as you're gonna get it. I would like Charlotte Tilbury to extend this because everyone always talks about how much they love it, and I kind of have to be like, yeah, me too, yeah, I love it so much, even though it doesn't look good on me. But it's a really cool idea, and I like using it under foundations. I would use it all the time if it was in my shade. Look at this. It's supposed to brighten, but this darkens, which there's nothing wrong with it darkening, but it doesn't brighten, which is what it's meant to do. Next is a Fenty. Oh my god, I haven't used this for so long. This is a Fenty Pro Filter in 420. Still love this. Everyone talks about the hydrating one, and this is like super drying, and they don't like the original one, this one, and the hydrating one's like changed the game. To be fair, I haven't tried the hydrating one, but I know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like a very dewy version of this, and I love this. The only time it's not good is if you do have like dry patches on your face. It does cling to those, but apart from that, it's great. I have done a video on this. I will link it below. So I'm keeping that. I'm keeping you, Fenty Original Pro Filter 420. You're great to me. Oh God, this was in the days before shade extensions. This is the Magic Foundation from Charlotte Tilbury in 9.5. This was one of their darkest shades when it first came out, which is very sad. It's quite light. The formula's not terrible actually. I remember it being a lot thicker than that. That went on quite nicely. But obviously it's not my shade. As it gets more wintry, I might keep it because I might be able to mix it in with something. It's not the worst foundation. It's not the best. It's not as good as the new one, which actually isn't my shade, which is great. This, oh gosh, this is a good foundation. This is the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Moisturizing Photo Edition Foundation. Very unnecessarily long title. Like, why so many words? This is in the color Pecan, and I used to use Laura Mercier foundations a lot back in the days when things weren't inclusive. They still on. This is a nice color. I actually used this on my cousin. We did a shoot like 2-3 years ago, and I used it on her. It looked really nice. This is a bit rich, but it's a nice color. I do quite like this. I might keep this. I need to use it more. I haven't used it in like 3 years, but I do need to use it more. Keep that for now. It should really go in the maybe pile. Okay, I'll put it in the maybe pile. Put it in the maybe pile. Next is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid NC50. It is my shade. I hate the fact that it doesn't have a pump. When I used to use MAC all the time, I used to actually have a pump that I'd switch between all of my bottles, but I haven't used MAC like this MAC for so long that I just don't even think about getting a pump. It's just so annoying, like, hello. Got this at a press day. I hate the smell. But it just feels like so wasteful to just chuck away a whole bottle. I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile. Next is, oh God, another one I hate, but love, but hate. Charlotte Tilbury. She used to be so annoying back in the day. She's changed a lot. So this is 9 Dark. This is the Light Wonder Youth Boosting Perfect Skin Foundation, SPF 15. My friend bought this through Slap and she says it's like her favorite foundation. She loves it, loves it, loves it. But I've never had it in my shade, so I kind of half love it. It's very light. This is way the wrong shade anyway. I just was stupid. This is the color I bought. Yeah, that's not my color. But I do, when I used to use the Marc Jacobs Shameless, I used to mix this with it and it kind of made it more my skin tone. I'm torn with this one because I feel like I shouldn't keep it, but if you do ever have foundations that are slightly dark, it is good to have a lighter one to mix with, and this is quite lightweight. So I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile. I've only chucked away 2 so far. Like this is good. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation in the shade 350. I think a lot of people can identify with this foundation. If you ever have to buy foundation on the high street, this was like one of the only ones that could actually fit you. One of the only foundations that was like a darker skin tone or more inclusive foundation for a long time. This is in the shade 350. I really like this foundation. I've pretty much finished it. I do need to restock. I love the shade. It's pretty much a perfect match for me. I love it. I can't say anything bad about it. It's like £7. It's a perfect color. What's not to love? Love this. Maybe you're so good. If only your concealer was as inclusive. For the sponge one, the eraser one, in the UK. Anyway, next is the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. This is in the colour, Caramel Toffee. So this is the L'Oreal True Match. I do like the shade. I think the shade is amazing. I do really like this foundation. It's not my favorite budget foundation. I think it's one of my favorite shades of budget foundation. If I had to pick a formula, I'd go for the Maybelline over this one. Where is it? Over this one, but I do like the color of this one very much. So I'm gonna keep both of those. Oh, Rimmel. I was going through a budget phase. I just wanted to like try all the budget ones because when I used to shop for foundation when I was like 16, 17, these didn't exist. Like, there was no shades. So I went on like a Superdrug haul ages ago and I just bought loads of things. I can definitely do a video on these. If you want to see me do a video on these budget foundations, let me know and I will do it. This is in the shade Mocha, 503 Mocha. It's not my favorite of the 3. I think the shade is good. The shades are good in these. I'm just like super impressed. But this one's quite moussey. The texture's quite, It wasn't my favorite in terms of long lasting. I can't remember exactly why I didn't like it, but I do remember thinking of the three, this was my least favorite. But if you want to see a video on it, let me know. Also guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. We would love to have you in the Slap family. I say it every week. Is that a cool thing to say? I don't know. So next, okay, this is the Mary Kay CC cream. Never used to use Mary Kay, but went to a press day ages and ages ago. Got this. I actually really like this. This is in the shade Deep. And I like these tubes. I like squeezy tube pump, that just makes my life easy. It stands on its own. It is a squeezy tube, so if you've got some at the end you really need to get, you can squeeze it. Also, no runniness. I do like the CC cream a lot. It's got a good pigment and it feels lightweight. Like, it's not my perfect shade, but it's pretty decent. This is in the shade Deep. I'm always Deep. If you want the IT Cosmetics one, but the shade range irritates you or doesn't suit you or you can't find your shade, I would definitely try and look for this Mary Kay CC cream. I don't know if it still exists, but if it does, I'd definitely give it a go because the textures are very similar. It doesn't have as much SPF, so this SPF is 15 and the IT Cosmetics one's 50. So like in the sun, this is obviously gonna do well, but also they don't really cater to everyone. So maybe these, they do. Tom Ford Chestnut 12. I keep this because I like this. That's very cool. It just makes me feel chic. Also, it's Tom Ford, makes you feel chic. Very shallow, I know. But it's not about foundation. Also, I used to use this before foundations became more inclusive. So I was quite impressed at the time that Tom Ford had something. It's quite a rich colour, actually. It's kind of on the red side, and it's not as golden as I want it to be, but I do like the formula. It's not terrible. I'm not going to throw it away because it was expensive. Next, I'm going to use the Nip and Fab foundation in 45. Now, I do really like the formula of this foundation. I like it. I used to use Nip and Fab a lot when we just started Slap, and they were one of the big brands that we had on at the beginning, and it was like, oh my god, Nip and Fab. I've got Nip and Fab on board. It's so great. But the shade is very dark. Actually, it's not that bad. It's not that great. It's a bit dark. It needs to come up one shade, which is why I used to use the white mixer. I don't know if I'll use it anymore, but I don't dislike it as a foundation. I thought it used to give my skin a really nice dewiness, but it didn't move as much. I do like its foundation formula. It's not as sexy as some of my other foundations. Like, I feel like I've got a lot better foundations now, but I feel a bit harsh because it hasn't done anything wrong. Okay, it's not my shade, but it hasn't hurt me. I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile, which is growing. I did a video on this, guys. I will link it below. This is the Anastasia foundation. Love the formula. It's one of my favorite formulas, but it is not a very good shade range at all. When I did, this is the shade 440C. When I did the video, I kind of was under the impression that there would be darker shades I could get. 450C, 460C. 460 doesn't exist. So it goes 440C, 450C, 470 something, 470W or C or something. 470 is too rich. 440 and 450 are basically the same shade, and 460 is missing. So she needs to bring out a 460W because this is cool, although it doesn't look that cool. This is cool and it's too light, and 450 is basically the same. It's an amazing, amazing foundation, and I would use it every day if I could, but I can't because the foundation shades are off key. I really like it though. I'll probably keep it just so I can maybe use it with other things. Hopefully she will listen, she will hear my cries and bring out, hopefully she will hear my cries and bring out 460W. Please, Anastasia Beverly Hills, please, and don't make it red. Thank you. Next is the Hourglass foundation stick. I really like this. It's not the best in terms of staying power, but it's a really nice creamy formula. The color is amazing. The color is warm almond. It always makes me look very like bright. Whenever I wear this, even though I don't feel like it, people always compliment me, so it must be doing something right. Also, I tend to use this as a topper, so if I use any other foundation stick, especially like my Bobbi Brown skin foundation stick or my Milk one, I'll tend to go on top just in my kind of high points here and my lighty points, and use this because it just brightens up and lifts my complexion and gives it a nice smoothness. I think this is a really good foundation stick. I'm not sure about the shade range. I do remember when they brought this out, it was at a time when they kind of were pretending to care a bit more. So I do think it's not a bad shade range on this product. The rest of their products, foundation wise, are not good, but this is Warm Almond, and it's definitely not the darkest shade, which is a great thing. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in 10. This I got at the airport. I got this at the airport. It's totally my wrong shade. In the airport light, it just seems so right. The worst thing about this is I picked it, and I was like really umming and ahhing, and me and the lady were like, yeah, that's definitely the one. It's like, great, I'm so good at this. This is my job, right? This is what I do. And when I got home, I was like, oh my God, I'm orange. It's really dark, it's quite red. It's not the best, but in summer, I did use this quite a lot, and I realized that in summer, I get quite rich. Not just darker, I get quite rich and red and warm. Although that's cool, confusing. Keep this. Bizarrely, it's not my shade now, but in the summer it's much closer to my shade, and I do want to be in the Luminous Silk gang. Everyone talks about this foundation so much, but their shade ranges aren't that great. I don't know why they talk about it so much. I guess it's just people who it matches to that talk about it, but I don't find the shade range very good, or definitely wasn't in the airport. Let me know if you're kind of close to my skin tone or darker than me and you have a shade that suits you. So, oh, this is my favorite. This is my favorite CC cream, BB cream, tinted moisturizer, everything like that. This is the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream in the shade Chestnut. I think it's like their second darkest shade. Their shade range is appalling, but I do really like this formula. It's very like gel-like, it's very light, it's really nice. I do think that the IT Cosmetics is just as good, but this at least has a shade darker than me. Kind of moussey and very light, and the shade is decent, but the shade range isn't. That's Chestnut. But I do think of the two, the IT Cosmetics definitely has better pigment than that one. That's just a really nice light tint. If you want pigment and something to last, then IT Cosmetics. I'm actually getting through these quicker than I thought I would be. The next is the Christian Dior Forever foundation in the shade 6W. This foundation is my least favorite Dior foundation that I have. It's supposed to be their long wearing 24-hour wear foundation. I personally don't really like it. I would always go for the face and body, which I have completely destroyed and used to the brim. I think if you have a choice between this and the face and body, get the face and body every single time. This isn't that great. This is supposed to be matte. It's not really matte. It's supposed to be long lasting. It's not really long lasting. It's quite heavy. It's quite thick. The shade range also was really disappointing. I do have the face and body foundations in 5W and 6W. Like I said, 6W is my tan, 5W is my regular, both my favorite foundations. So lightweight, you can build them up and just do great things with them. This is my second bottle of 5W because I love it so much. One of my favorites. Also, allegedly, Megan wore this on her wedding day, so I mean, what's not to love? It's the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I think I did a video on this. It's a decent foundation. This is in the shade Sienna. It's not my favorite shade, but it's not my favorite formula, but it's not bad. It's quite perfumed, if I remember rightly. The color is good, the color shade is good, but the formula is a bit smelly and doesn't do anything incredible. Potentially I could put this in a maybe palm. Actually I will. My Makeup Revolution foundation stick in the shade F13. I like it. It's not the best foundation stick, but £5 is a very good foundation stick, and when I'm feeling like I want to use them, this is like a really easy, cheap, no-brainer. I don't have to think about it. I can use as much as I want, so I do like that, and I love the price. £5. Also talking about foundation sticks, a Milk Makeup Flex foundation stick in Maple. I did a video on this, and I will link it down below. I love this. It's like my perfect shade. If you watch the video, you'll see it's like literally, it just disappears into my skin. I love this foundation stick almost the most, but I hate this. This is just irritating to me. The fact that it kind of twists up from the bottom is just very counterintuitive if you've ever used a foundation stick, and it's just like unnecessarily complicated. So that's the only thing I don't like about that, but I do really like the formula. I do really like the color. I just like it a lot. Also, I've got the Morphe Fluidity foundation in the shade F480. I don't hate this foundation. I used it a lot last year. It's not bad. I can't remember my thoughts on it. The shade is really good. It smells a bit, but it's not a bad foundation, so let's keep that. I've got the NYX Bear With Me. I love this. If you've watched my tint off, then you would have seen this. I really like it. It's not as good as the Lancome one, which I did in that, but it's a lot cheaper and it's a really good alternative, a really good dupe for that, I personally think. This is in the shade Deep Sable. The Power Fabric Foundation from Giorgio Armani. This is in the shade 1175. I don't know why, I just remember the shade of this. Mainly because I really like the match in store. I got this at Selfridges. I picked it up in my Selfridges haul. I really like this foundation. It makes my skin look very good. It makes me look together. It is quite full coverage, but it doesn't feel too heavy, but it does feel like I'm set, I'm in place, things are looking good. So I really like this foundation. I much prefer it to the Luminous Silk. If you don't like dewy foundations, then I would get this instead of that. My hands are super greasy and I've just completely destroyed the bottle, but love this. One of my favorite foundations. Also one of my favorite foundations for summer is the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Nude. This is in the shade 11 and it boasts 24-hour wear. I wouldn't say that, but it's shine control, natural matte finish, light coverage. I would say it does all of those things. It is light coverage, so light coverage. Does give you a natural matte finish, really nice. I love this, and it feels like you've got nothing on, but it looks like so good on the skin. I've also done a video of that in my tint off, so I will link that down below. I'm getting through it, guys. I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it. I don't know how many foundations I have. I'm going to count up at the end because I feel like I've got a lot. Next is the last sticks. My last stick foundation. So I've got the new MAC Studio Fix foundation stick in NC50. Personally, I like this. The colour's right because I know that I'm NC50, and I like this foundation stick. It's not the creamiest. I'd say Hourglass is much creamier, but I think it's a really good foundation, and I don't know why it hasn't got much more love. Maybe people don't like foundation sticks as much as I do, or other people think they do, but I do like this a lot. If you want me to do a video on it, let me know. Also, my favorite foundation stick of all time, hands down the winner, is finished. It's the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation Stick in 6.75 Golden Almond. Changed the game for me. I love this. I've been through like 4 of these. The only thing I don't like about this is that they run out so quickly. Oh my god, like literally so quickly. You get through them, you're like, yes. Next day, yes. And then like 10 days later, you're like, okay, where's it gone? I literally can't keep buying this stuff because it's very expensive, which is why I do like the fast-paced foundation stick from Makeup Revolution, because if I was to get through it like I get through this, who cares? It's like 5 quid. This is like 30 something pounds and you get through it so quickly, but your skin looks so natural. It's so easy to apply. You just kind of draw it on your face, blend it in with a kabuki brush or flat top brush, and you're good to go. You can just leave and you look amazing. I always get compliments on this. I love this a lot. This is like my first proper Bobbi Brown foundation that really, I was like, okay, I get it. I get the Bobbi Brown love. So this is one of my favorites. Guys, I've got a lot of room in here. I'm very happy about this. Next, I'm gonna go into the basket where some of my more new foundations are. In here, I've got the Airbrush Flawless Finish from Charlotte Tilbury. I've done a video on this. I do really like this foundation. I tend to save it more for kind of special occasions because it is quite thick and it is quite like perfect. And not all the time do I want to look like that, because sometimes you're just like, I don't want to look like I'm wearing loads of makeup, but it is really nice. If you want a perfect skin day, then this is good. This is in the shade 14 Warm. Should. Love that. That's going in the tub. Yeah. Also, my favorite foundation of all time, my G, is the Tent Miracle in shade 11 Mustard. My favorite foundation. It gives me kind of everyday perfect skin. It's so lightweight, it's dewy, but it's not too dewy. It just looks perfect. It says it's bare skin foundation, natural light creator, and it actually does make you look like you've got nothing on your face, but you look amazing. It's so good. It's the best. My favorite foundation of all time. I realized this the other day. I was doing a foundation. I was doing a video, and I was just thinking, like, my foundation hasn't looked as good recently. I've been trying lots of different things. I was just thinking, like, what did I used to use? Because I feel like there was a product that I used for a while that I loved, And then I remembered it was this, and I tried it and I was like, this is my favorite foundation by far. It does everything you want. It gives you pigment, it gives you coverage. It looks natural. The skin tone match is amazing, and I just love it. It's my favorite. It makes me so happy. So this is my favorite foundation. Right. Talking of Lancome, so in the shade 11 Muscard, which is my shade, I bought my tint and I bought my tint Miracle, and they're both perfect shades. They've never changed. Muscard 11 all the way. And then I just wanted to be really different and I wanted to kind of get the full range. So I've got the Tint Idol Ultra Wear Nude, I've got the Tint Miracle, and then I wanted to get the Ultra Wear, because that's supposed to be like the most long lasting, that's supposed to be the best one, that's supposed to be the one, like 24-hour wear. This is the one, not Tint Miracle, this is the one. So I got it. First of all, it's not the exact same shade. I don't know why, it just doesn't look the same on my face. I don't know why, it just doesn't look the same on my face at all. Also, the formula feels very thick and not as light and gorgeous and dewy as all the other ones. I don't like this at all. And every time I see it, I get annoyed. I don't know why, I'm just like, damn you, why did it pay for you? I hate you. Don't like this, but I've just bought it and I feel like I need to give it a bit longer. I need to give it more time. Also, when I tan, I think it will be a little better because it is a bit richer than the other Muscards I have. I don't want to keep this. I'm going to keep it because I literally bought it like a week ago. If you want to see me do a video on it, let's do it. Let's do it. The L'Essential Guerlain. I love this foundation. It's a bit on the rich side for my colour right now. This is in the shade 055W. It's so beautiful. It's a work of art. I did a video on this. If you want to see it, I will link it down below. I really like this foundation a lot. It's one of my favourites. It gives you really nice dewy skin, but with coverage, which is what I kind of need in my life. Or I feel like I need in my life. I just need it. I just want it. Oh baby, oh baby. I literally hate this foundation so much. So this is the Rachel. So this is a Kevyn Aucoin Foundation Balm FB14 Deep. I did a video on this. It was my worst video I've ever done. I hate this foundation. I got a comment from one of my lovely subscribers who was saying, you know, maybe because I did watch a lot of things about it before, and she was saying maybe you did get swayed. And I was thinking, do you know what? I probably did, because I can be quite easily swayed. I was thinking maybe she's right, you know, I should probably give it another go. I tried it one more time. Just so you know, I did try it again and I absolutely hate it. I hate it so much. It's horrible. It feels thick. It feels gross on your skin. It sits on the skin. It's disgusting. So this is definitely going in the bin. And I basically made this video so I can throw this away. Goodbye. So yeah, whew, that feels good. That feels good to do that. On my face, I have something. So on my face, I have this beauty. This is the Kosas Tinted Face Oil. If you watch my video, which actually I'm probably gonna post after this, but if you watch that and then you remember back to this and you think, she was oily. She is so shiny, like wow, she is so shiny. It's not the only thing I've got to say about it. Also the eyeshadows about it, blah, blah. There's lots to say about it. Anyway, this is the new Kosas, not that new, Kosas Tinted Face Oil. This is a clean beauty brand and I really wanted to try it because I'm into that. I'm green, I'm clean, I'm beauty. I'm getting delirious now. I've been doing this for like 25 minutes. Ooh, my music stopped. Maybe my music got bored of me. Okay, so yeah, I like this a lot. This is what's on my face. I'm gonna give it more goes. It is a tinted face oil. It is quite oilescent. It's quite oily, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. So watch the video, you're gonna love it. I've got a few new faves, guys. Also, this needs to go in here. It's not gonna fit, guys. This is exhausting. Come on. Okay. Also got the Pat McGrath foundation, the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection foundation in the shade medium deep 26. And I just have to say I really appreciate being a medium deep for a change. It's just nice that we're not all just like deep. Yeah, go on deepies, just take it. Take whatever you got. You got one shade, take it. You're deep, who cares? It's quite nice to be like in a gradient, you know, there's light, and there's like very fair, there's light medium, there's medium tan, there's medium deep or tan deep, there's rich. That's nice. It's like, wow, you really think that we actually have subcategories. We're not just like deep. I mean, a bit deep. You want to be rich. I'll call you whatever you want. Dark, alright, dark. Just blob us all together. We're not all just one skin tone. I don't need to talk about that. Everyone knows that. People talk about it all the time. And I know that some people get like internal eye roll when they hear like shades, like, oh God, you got shades now. Why you keep moaning about the shades? You got dark now. What's wrong with you? Be happy. It's like, oh, whatever. You don't understand. But anyway, I digress. I just really wanted to rant about being dupe. So this is foundation from Pat McGrath. This is a very expensive foundation. But there are other expensive foundations. People talk about this, like Paul Pat McGrath. Okay, I think I did it too. People talk about this like this is the only expensive foundation in the world. Is it because they didn't expect her to come out with one? I don't see why not, because she's been in the game for decades. There are Guerlain, that's an expensive foundation. No one really talks about that. Creme de la Mer, that's an expensive foundation. People don't talk about that. Clos de Peau, who don't do any dark skin tones, that's an expensive foundation. People aren't like, oh my God, it's £50. It's like, there are loads of foundations that are expensive. Pat McGrath's is also expensive, but hers is amazing. And not only is it an expensive foundation, it caters to everyone and puts people in subcategories and thinks that we're not just all one skin tone. It's great, I love it. It's not my favorite foundation, that makes sense. It's not actually my favorite foundation. But it is a nice dewy. If I'm like, okay, today I'm gonna be like a supermodel vibe, like not really, but like today I wanna feel like I'm going to a fashion party, I'll put on this one. If I wanna feel like I want supermodel skin, I'll put on this one. If I wanna open my foundation easily, I'll put on this one. This is a good foundation. The only problem is it's not, considering how hyped people had it in their mind, they thought Pat McGrath, everything she does is sick. Her eyeshadow is sick, her lip gloss is sick, everything's gonna be amazing. So when she came out with the foundation, it was like, and then it was just like, oh, okay, it's no foundation, there's nothing exciting about it. I'm getting shiny again, it's the slap. So, it's not groundbreaking, it's very nice. And I think for most people who actually buy foundation, who don't like wearing foundation because they don't like to feel like they're wearing foundation or look like they're wearing foundation, but still have coverage and not just have like a skin tint, this is a great foundation for that. Also, the skin tones are incredible. I said this in my video, I'm medium deep 26. There are so many after me. There are 10 after me, which is amazing. So for that, give her props, Pat McGrath Labs. That was a rant, I'm sorry, it set me off on something. Okay, I've only got 3 left, guys. This is very exciting. So, I actually have, this is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I've tried this once and I was like, I don't know. I didn't try it again. I need to try it again. I'm thinking, the reason I haven't tried it again is because I want to do a video on it and I've just been really delayed. The colour isn't bad. This is in the shade Suede, 510 Suede. It's not terrible. It's very light, it's very olive. This is very olive. This reminds me of the Bear With Me in Deep Sable that I got. The colours are very similar. This 510 Suede is very similar to that. I'm gonna do a video on it, I think. So anyway, I like the lid. This is cool. So to open it, it's not this way, you twist it. And then you press it down and it gives you product. It's Japanese, it's by Shiseido, who are like one of the biggest Japanese beauty brands, probably the biggest Japanese beauty brand. It's self-refreshing, so it's supposed to just like keep looking good. Kind of like the continuous setting mist and Morphe, just keep doing a job, keep doing it, keep working. You don't need to work because it works for you. I like that idea. I don't know if it did that, I can't remember. So I do need to do a video on this, I do need to review it properly. So if you want to see that, let me know. Second to last is the MAC Face and Body Foundation in the shade N7, B79, I don't think that's right. Let's go with it, N7. So the MAC Face and Body Foundation, MAC are like the kings of inclusivity. No one can say they're not, they kind of started it. They were the best in terms of inclusivity. The MAC Face and Body isn't the best in terms of shades. It's kind of weird, it's not supposed to be a foundation, it's supposed to be for your body, it's supposed to tint, it's buildable. I got the shade N7. It's not really my color, but it's so light and so kind of see-through and glowy, see-through, sheer and glowy, that you couldn't really tell. So what I do is I use my foundations at the moment And then in these kind of high points, I just blob a bit of this on, and it just gives my skin another dimension. I have been doing that a lot, so I'm definitely keeping it for that reason. I'm gonna get another one of these to see if maybe there is a shade better for me, because it's not my perfect shade. But yeah, I like this. Is it worth the hype? Maybe. Is it as good as Steel Face and Body? I don't think so, but I don't think it's supposed to be the same thing. Got one more foundation to go, guys, and this is coming from my Tent Miracle's Crown. This is the Bobbi Brown. Oh gosh, I just firstly want to say I'm sorry it took me so long. I'm sorry it took me so long. So this is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation, SPF 15, full cover, oil control, shine control, something. This is the shade Golden Almond, which is my shade in Bobbi Brown. I love it. It always looks good on me. Okay, so this foundation came out last year, and we put it in a slap app because it was like, yes, Bobbi Brown, yes, new shade, yes. Okay, so this came out, and I was like, okay, this looks cool. So then when this first came out, they kind of marketed it as a matte foundation, and I just don't really wear matte foundations. Like, I like kind of semi-matte, buildable, medium coverage foundations. I don't want to see anything through it, but I don't want to look like cake face. Like, that's my vibe. That's where I kind of like to sit. This to me just seemed, also the bottle was frosted, so I was like, oh, it's definitely very matte. No, I couldn't, thank you very much, but no, I can't. Right, so I tried it, and I love this foundation so much. This is in the shade 6.75 Golden Almond. Oh, I love this. This is the foundation I actually top up with the Face and Body, because it just seems a bit richer than my foundation stick, but I love it. The formula is beautiful. It's got a nice dew to it. It's not matte. I don't know why they said it's matte. It's not matte. It does control shine, but it's not matte at all. It's very long lasting. If I want my foundation to last all day, I tend to wear this one now. So it's definitely long wear. It definitely, your skin looks like skin. It's still very natural looking. Very nice. Really, really nice. I think it goes Tent Miracle and then this, in terms of liquid foundations that I just need to reach for when I just need something that will work and be good. Bobbi Brown slayed the game. Slayed the game. I love this foundation a lot. So guys, that is pretty much it. I'm gonna quickly count my foundations, just because, like, why not? So, let me try and sort my hair out. It's a bit weird, isn't it? It's grown though, guys. Look at that. I've got like a ponytail. Wow. I was on the tube the other day. I walked past me. I was like literally walking down the aisle, like just walking through like the interpass of the tube, and he's like, oh, she's got natural hair though. I was like, thanks. I don't know. Like, how did he know? Well, obviously he knew because he could like see my head, but I was just like, it was the weirdest thing, like the weirdest compliment. It was so nice. I was like, thank you so much. I've been really nervous to have my hair out, because I feel like when I have my hair out, it's a lot of face. Like when I have like extensions, I feel like, yes. I feel like I can hide behind it. Whereas when I have my hair out, I'm like, oh my god, this is my entire face on show. I don't hate my face, but it's just like, it seems like a lot. It seems like a lot of face. So when he said that, I felt really good, because I was like, thanks so much. It is my natural hair. Like, it's grown. It's grown. Do you want to see it? No, okay, bye. Anyway, so that was really nice. I'm like weird. I don't know. It just was a really cute compliment. It wasn't like, yeah, your ass is nice on fat. It was like, cause no, but like, it wasn't like that. It was just genuinely like, oh, thank you so much. You guys keep me young. Anyways, I'm gonna pick out my foundations. Let's see. So I've got 1, 2, 3 on the floor. I've only chucked away 3. 3 on the floor. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 43. So in total, guys, I've got 43 foundations. I'm a lunatic, but I do have a foundation matching app. If you do want to find your foundation shade, download Slap. It's almost free. It's 99p. It's a bargain. Download Slap. Hopefully the new Slap will be coming at the end of this year. I say this all the time. I don't know. But it should be coming soon, and it will be better. I promise you, it will be so nice and jazzy, and you would already downloaded it. That is my declutter, guys. I didn't do that well. I decluttered 3, and I've saved 2, 4, 6, 7. I've saved 7 that I'm just going to put in a different cupboard and just pretend this didn't happen. I'm going for a slick Rick look. I don't know why. Why so slick, Rick? But I do think I've got a really good, collection now. Everything in here is pretty great. Very happy with my foundation kit. And if you like this video, guys, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, guys, please subscribe. We would love to have you in the Slap family. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope you like my foundation declutter. And oh, that leads me to say, I will now be doing a foundation series. So I'm not sure how to do it. I'm not sure whether to do just an entire foundation month or do a dedicated day. But starting from next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing foundations every Wednesday. It's gonna get foundation crazy. And also, if you like this look, I'm gonna be posting the video of that next week, maybe Monday or Friday. I'm not sure. I'm thinking I'm gonna go up to 3 videos a week, but I'm not sure, so we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, guys, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Slap family. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.